It's time for the $1 trillion question. Which is better? Is it going to be gold or Bitcoin? So let's talk about it and let's compare them side by side. And first off, let's start off with the things that are the same or at least similar for both gold and for Bitcoin. And that is that they are both a store of value. They're excellent at maintaining or increasing in value. They're both rare. They both promote sovereignty, and they're both a hedge against the money printer going. But what, if anything, is different about them? Now, the commenter said that it's better to have the physical gold in your hands. And full disclaimer, I own both Bitcoin and gold, and I like them both. But let's talk about what Bitcoin is, what gold is, and what they're not. Gold is not a currency. You cannot use gold on any retail store for purchasing. You cannot do that. That's not what it's meant for. The funny thing is, you can actually buy gold online using Bitcoin with a lot of retail stores, such as like bullion.com. You can actually buy gold with Bitcoin. But you cannot buy Bitcoin with gold. You can't, in fact, buy anything with gold. You need to go to, if you wanted to buy something with gold, you would have to take your gold to a coin shop and you would have to sell it for them for cash. And then you would have to buy something. But you cannot purchase anything with gold. You can, though, purchase things with Bitcoin, including gold. You can buy gold with Bitcoin on a lot of online dealers. Let's talk about some advantages that gold has. Gold is very stable over space and time. In fact, 2,000 years ago, 1 ounce of gold equaled a fine man's suit, meaning that one man could buy a very nice suit with 1 ounce of gold. And today, one man can buy a very nice suit with 1 ounce of gold, and most likely 2,000 years from now, one man can buy an ounce of gold, buy a fine man suit with 1 ounce of gold. Now, there's good things to that, and there's bad things to that. What does that mean? If 2,000 years ago, the purchasing power of gold is basically the same. Well, it means if you're buying gold for an investment, I don't think that gold is a good investment. I think gold is an excellent preservation of wealth. Okay, that is what it is meant for. It is meant for preserving your wealth as like a savings account. But if you're buying gold as an investment, I don't think it will perform very well. And in fact, when we do see gold going skyrocketing like this, in my opinion, what that actually is signaling is that the US dollar is plummeting in purchasing power. Because 2,000 years ago, 1 ounce of gold equals a fine man's suit. Today, 1 ounce of gold equals a fine man's suit. So if you see gold skyrocketing, in my opinion, what that actually means is the thing that we're measuring it in is losing value. But I digress. Bitcoin, though, not only is it a good preservation of wealth because price equals supply plus demand, but it is an investment. In fact, since 2008, when the creation of Bitcoin was created, it has been the highest performing asset by a mile. It is not even close. Bitcoin is up over 1,000,000% since that time. Some pluses for Bitcoin over gold is ownership. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, if I own Bitcoin on a hardware wallet, right, there is not a government, corporation, or entity alive, or that ever can be, that can confiscate this from me without me giving it from them or them taking my keys. If I hide my keys or if I memorize my keys, no one can take this from me at any point in time. Meanwhile, if you try to cross, if you go to Mexico or if you go to Canada or any other country with about 10,000 US dollars plus worth of gold, it is in fact illegal in a lot of countries to cross the border with that much gold. And it can be confiscated from you because it does physically have to be on you. So not only the chances of you getting robbed go up exponentially, but it's quite literally illegal in some states. Where if I want to send even $50,000, $100,000, $1 million worth of Bitcoin, there is not a country, corporation, or entity alive that can stop that transaction from happening. And going back to payments, where Bitcoin has an advantage where gold does not. If I want to do business with somebody in, say, Canada right now, it would be nearly impossible for me to send them goods or services in gold. It would take multiple days, multiple chains of verification in order to get them that store of value. Whereas Bitcoin, if I wanted to send someone some Bitcoin in Canada, I can do so right now over $10,000, and it would take 10 minutes, and the transaction would be hard cleared into their wallet. And there's not a government, corporation, or entity alive that can stop that from happening. Now, a huge, massive advantage that Bitcoin has over gold is verification, right? There is so much fraudulent activities in gold. It's not even funny. It's too easy to gold plate something that is not gold and make it look like it is gold. So if I have a big quantity of gold, I'm going to need this verified by a third party, which is going to cost money, time, and energy. Whereas Bitcoin, that's what the miners do. And it takes 10 minutes and is virtually free to verify that what you have, what I say you have, you have. I think relatively they are both decentralized. I mean, technically Earth makes gold, so it's not really controlled by any one party, government, or entity. But certainly Bitcoin is exponentially decentralized. And at the end of the day, and this is the point I really want to make to you, I own both of them. I own both gold and Bitcoin. Okay? I own them both. And I think that they both deserve to have a look at having a place in your portfolio for different reasons. Gold, in my opinion, is probably the best savings account. If you just don't know what to do with money and you just want to maybe park it for a little while and really ponder on it, I think gold is great for that. You're not going to retire off of gold. You will never become rich, in fact, buying gold, but you will preserve your wealth. And that is part of the equation. It's not just about making money. It is equally as important to be able to preserve your wealth as it is to make money. So the first 3 rules of making money are: rule number 1 is don't lose money. Rule number 2 is to see rule 1. And rule number 3, of course, is to see rule 2. So certainly gold has 2,000 years of experience of preserving wealth. But that's what it should be looked at. I don't think that gold is an investment. I think gold is an excellent and the best preservation of wealth that ever has existed. Gold is very fun to buy. And that metallic sound, there's nothing quite like that on Earth, okay? I'm going to give you that. But Bitcoin has its own advantages of cross-border transactions, decentralization, scalability. If you go to your bank right now, good luck. Ask them for $20,000 and let me know what they tell you. If I want to send you $20,000 worth of Bitcoin right now, I can do it right now at a literal click of a button. And there's not a company, corporation, or entity alive that can stop that transaction from happening. Bitcoin performs very well. Bitcoin's also a store of value. But the most important thing is the digital ownership. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I think you should consider having both of these in your portfolio. In my opinion, the thing that will survive the quote big one is going to be Bitcoin, silver, land, gold, and real estate. That's it. I don't know if anything else is going to survive the big one, but these two for sure, in my opinion, will be around for all of time. So what should you do? You should dollar cost average, meaning you buy a little bit each and every week, and follow me for more, you savages.